In the last 2 decades, China has re-emerged as a global power. With the world's second biggest economy and a world-class military, it is increasingly asserting itself, attempting to reclaim its dominance in the international system and over global governance institutions. China maintains full diplomatic ties with 178 of the other 193 United Nations member states, and many countries are China's staunch supporters. In this video, we will talk about the top 7 countries that love China and are the strongest allies. Welcome to our YouTube channel, and before we get started with the video, don't forget to hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Let's start with number 7, Brazil. Relations between Brazil and China started in the early 19th century and lasted until 1949 when the People's Republic of China was established. Diplomatic relations between the People's Republic of China and Brazil were established in 1974 with an agreement on the opening and functioning of Brazil's embassy in Beijing and China's mission in Brasilia. Bilateral connections have generally grown since they're based on non-interference, equality, and mutual benefit. Number 6. Myanmar. China-Burma ties started to flourish in 1954 with the emblem of an exchange visit between two premiers, Zhou Enlai and U Nu. On June 29, 1954, China and Burma signed a treaty of friendship and mutual non-aggression and issued a joint declaration, formally based their ties on the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence. The connection with China was based on the Burmese phrase, Pak Pao, which means kinship. Number 5. Cambodia. Even though the two nations do not share a border, China has a long history of cultural and economic links with Cambodia. Cambodia's 950,000 Chinese make up about 3 to 5% of total population during the visit of Chinese Premier Wen Jiabao. Between April 7th and April 8, 2006, both nations signed several bilateral agreements and a treaty of comprehensive partnership of cooperation. China expanded its assistance and investment in Cambodia, promising $600 million in loans and grants. China has forgiven a large portion of Cambodia's debt and approved a new loan of $12.44 million for the construction of the building that will house the Cambodian government's Council of Ministers, as well as the restoration of the Angkor Wat Temple, an historic site. Number 4. Kazakhstan. China and Kazakhstan have pushed for quick growth in trade and cooperation in economic development, particularly in using Kazakhstan's oil, natural gas, minerals, and other important energy resources. In response to rapidly increasing domestic energy requirements, China has moved to take the lead in nurturing and growing energy sectors in Kazakhstan. Along with running 4 smaller oil fields, the China National Petroleum Corporation paid $4.18 billion in 2005 for Petro-Kazakhstan, the former Soviet Union's biggest independent oil business, and spent another $700 million building a pipeline that would transport the oil to the Chinese border. Number 3. North Korea. They have a close special relationship, and China is often regarded as North Korea's most important ally. China and North Korea have a mutual help and cooperation deal, which is their sole defense treaty, with any other country. According to a 2014 BBC World Service poll, 20% of Chinese respondents favor North Korea's influence. Number 2. Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka was one of the first nations to recognize the People's Republic of China, with official diplomatic ties established in 1957. This would not be the first instant of contact between the two countries, as the Ceylon-China Rubber Rice Pact, signed in 1952, proved to be the cornerstone of the early years of diplomatic relations. Since establishing formal relations, the two countries have exchanged high-level visits, resulting in several agreements. These have resulted in the creation of the Bandra Nike Memorial International Conference Hall, which China gave to Sri Lanka in 1973 to commemorate former Prime Minister SWRD Bandaranaike. China and Sri Lanka also enjoy a military partnership, with China supplying a variety of sophisticated arms to the Sri Lanka Armed Forces. Number 1. Pakistan. Best friends forever. Pakistan and China established diplomatic ties on May 21, 1951, soon after the Republic of China lost control of the mainland in 1949. While Pakistan was originally hesitant to have a communist nation on its borders, it believed that China would act as a counterbalance to Indian dominance, with growing border tensions culminating in the 1962 Sino-Indian conflict. China and Pakistan joined forces to confront India and the Soviet Union, both of which had border problems with India. 1 year after China's border conflict with India, Pakistan surrendered the Trans-Karakoram Tract to China to resolve border issues and restore diplomatic ties. Pakistan was one of 50 countries that backed China's policies in Xinjiang in July 2019, signing a joint letter to the UNHRC praising China's remarkable achievements in the field of human rights, claiming that now safety and security have returned to Xinjiang, and the fundamental human rights of people of all ethnic groups there are safeguarded. Pakistan was one of 53 nations to support the Hong Kong National Security Bill at the United Nations in June 2020. This is all from today's video. Thanks for watching.